I would like to join to thank our colleague Mauritanian of the ANAPEC at the chairmanship or the agency for the warm welcome they reserved, which has profoundly touched us. We also thank the organization committee for the efforts they have been doing for the success of this. Thank you again. My interventions will be the opening of services offer at the ANAPEC for migrants in regular or refugee situation. This is a chairing agency. We have another zone, another region which is synthesized, which is in Casablanca. The Rabat and Kinitra region, to a little bit identify you the theme. We have 1,200,000 inhabitants. It is we have it's huge agencies. We are facing daily constraints and challenges to work in good conditions. We are sure that we are supported by the prefect of the Saleh, by the local authorities, with opening annexes for the hosting, receptions, orientations of all the immigrants who are settled in Rabat Kinitra regions. The migrants, when they arrive in a city, they stall because because there is a heavy density of the. It means that there is economic activity. These people will have better chance to be employed and work in this province, because we have a strong presence of migrants in Saleh regions. What are we doing daily life to help, to assist, support these migrants so that they can have a decent life? The summary, the reference framework, the adopted approach. What are we doing? It means the ecosystem. What are our partners? What are the institutions? The principal recommendations. We have been holding many meetings. The other services of the ANAPEC. So the launch of the experimentations, the fundamental acquisitions, the quantitative outcome, the constraint, and the main recommendations. Earlier, Madame talked about the importance of law, which has a strong importance because it will frame us in all our activities. Its legislations harmonious it's impossible to go ahead and advance to regarding the expected results. The strategy, national strategy. We have reference framework. We can find some terms in the orientations at the highest level. His Majesty King Mohammed VI. We can find in the Constitution of 2011 which touch a world when they are talking about some chapters, the identity right, when they are talking about the issue of migrations at the local level and international conventions. This is a new strategy. We have to decline in programs and objectives. When a migrant moves from one state to another, there are some fundamental needs: education, schooling his kids, and advertisement, health, taking into charge his health, lodging or housing, and the professional training. We are mainly focusing on at the ANAPEC is the operationalizations of our activities. It's a program with specific objectives: facilitate the employment access, promote and cover their needs in terms of manpower. My friend earlier, when he talked about innovative programs, there are no innovations because we are not going to build new stuff, but receptions, orientations, information and training. So innovations is in the march or in the process, because ANAPEC is not working on its own, because it doesn't have the means, neither the tools it is seeking to find the adequate solutions so that we can work with these populations. We have to collaborate with the ground associations. This is the adopted approach. We have to target the credible, trustworthy associations and bodies who are civil society. Civil set. So I need my glasses. Now, the identifications of the civil society organizations active, with whom we have identified the needs. We need a consensus so that we explain for them what are we doing through exchanges, other services that we can develop and put at the disposal of these populations. And the experimentations of service offer, it will deal with directly the employment counsellors, because they don't have the habit to treat with the populations who come from everywhere, because people do not know about the customs and habits, traditions from Sahara, from sub-Saharan regions, from Middle East, from Syrian, Iraqian. So we need specific training to supply them with specific data, and also elaborations of strategic plans. The general ecosystem, we have some associations, we have some international organizations, HCR, ANAPEC, which is another associations, the association AMAT, which is a pioneer in the receptions, and the ANAPEC with a list, a great deal of the receptions, information receptions, which with individual data. So the workshop of employment research, it's of a paramount importance, because the migrants, generally speaking, even locals do not know how to go seeking for jobs, but they don't know the tools, the appropriate tools. How can they write a CV, which is very, very vulgar subject? We have secondary school degree +5, so they were very surprised. This is why we have to organize a workshop of employment research. We have some training. We have some trainings. They are of short term in the morning. I heard someone which was stayed in suspense. Is it useful? Will it have a positive impact? So the migrants in vulnerability situations are in an emergency daily. They were not able to follow a long-term training. When we offer them the training of 3 to 4 months about jobs, which can enable them to find a job and cover their needs. So we need really such kind short-term training. All these services will lead to an insertion. It's not that much easy because there are some obstacles. The ANAPEC, we have some contract. The insertion contract, it doesn't come into the framework of the unlimited durations. They are just training which are offered, opportunities offered to all the locals and foreigners of 24 months with exonerations. The focus group, when we have some meeting with all the actors and the partners, for the rising awareness, for the training, so they are assistance workshops for recruitment, the orientation, accompaniment, and funding. The government doesn't fund directly project holders, but there are some other mechanisms. There are parallel ways via some other organizations, initiative of human development, who can fund project holders for small enterprises or big enterprises. The focus group.
The focus group has raised the question of building capacities of the ANAPEC, the training of the advisors, the adoption of the training, the information system we supported for the citizens, and the residence card for the foreigners, for the support of the new registered. It is a process and a system of information. Then conducting a legal study. The focus group also discussed the creation of partnership with the civil society organizations and the other partners. The offer of services, ANAPEC is open to the immigrants to receive, to guide, and to conduct an interview. The positioning interview allows the person. This can take around 30 minutes. So as the individual to show his competencies, it is difficult to digest, to have a person who does not know his competency. But through the exchange and the questions, the person can identify. We can identify the work suitable for them. An agency with free access. This person should be well trained to be received. The enrollment and all the aspects. It is a person who will visit us at the agency, and the agency. The person can see the offers. The training, the information on the labor markets and the opportunities of work existing, or through services with partners. We have pre-selected some training centers. They are people who submitted, who have applied on the basic of a certain specification and participated with us on qualifying training, or through the web. You can find all this information on the web, or through the mobile telephones. There is a mobile application for that. Mr. Kamal, you have taken more than 20 minutes. It is very interesting. So I will go quickly. I think there are things that are repeated. The constraints faced are regular immigrants are vulnerable, and the non-availability. When you look for the job, you have to be accommodated. You have health insurance. So these things do not allow him to continue searching with us for a job. So the difficult to understand the degrees, which is repeated by everyone. The difficulty to have access to funding. It's you cannot have access to the public funding, but through the associative tissue. The limited resources to accompany and analyze the needs, the difficult access to funding. For the enterprises, the information is insufficient to create a regulatory framework for the qualification. Thank you. Mr. Kamal excuse me if I didn't pronounce correctly your name. As you have noticed, I was very interested. So when we are so interested, the moderator loses control of time. We are talking about a very important subject. We have talked about departure of our citizens and return about about us. So we didn't talk about immigrants. So your presentation was valuable, was precious. So Morocco, as we have discovered, has a strategy for migration and asylum. It is important to note it, and there are mechanisms that allow to accompany these people who are living. So we will deepen that exchange, that discussion through the question. Thank you very much.